Valentine's Day is Friday, and so we're talking about a growing government effort to warn Americans about a potentially devastating scam that is now sweeping the nation. It preys on people who are looking for love and also looking to make a little money. It's known as a relationship investment scam. So what happens is sophisticated criminals use dating apps or social media platforms, even random wrong number text messages to lure in victims. They turn to fake profiles, fake images, fake voice AI created to make themselves appear attractive and professional. They build connections and then persuade their victims to invest what turns out to be a fraudulent business or investment opportunity. So they say, hey, I love you and I got a great opportunity for you. Please give me your money. Perpetrators call this technique, here's a lovely phrase for you, pig butchering, as in fattening a pig before slaughter. By the way, 2023 alone, nearly a quarter of all Americans said they were duped by some sort of cyber scam, and that led to the loss of $159 billion, according to one estimate. In most cases, they go unreported. People are embarrassed. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission, which works to protect market users and the public from fraud, is now joining forces with a whole range of federal and state and nonprofit organizations to warn the public about these scams. And so we are joined now by Melanie Devoe, the director of the CFTC's Office of Customer Education and Outreach. Melanie, good morning. Thank you very much for being here.
Everybody good morning. Thank you for having me.
Everybody thinks it would never happen to them, but when it comes to, we usually talk about romance scams, it's like when the heart is involved, the mind isn't working. And now you have a kind of scam where the mind is working and people are saying, ooh, I'm gonna make some money here. How big of an issue is this?
This is a huge issue, and I'm really thankful that you're letting me warn your viewers about this today. We see all types of Americans being contacted simply through wrong numbered texts or on dating apps or social media profiles or even on networking profiles. And the scammers want to get to know them, be their best friend or their love interest. And it's a huge problem, and we think it's growing.
Melanie, why does your agency say that in some cases the scammers themselves are also victims?
The United Nations has reported that the criminal organizations behind these scams are using human trafficking victims to perpetrate the scams. And these victims are locked up in what they call fraud farms across the world, and they're beaten if they don't scam Americans. So it's a very sad story of victims on both sides.
Wow.
This is horrible.
What a terrifying and horrific dimension to all of this. What are the red flags? People, again, you're going to hear my voice and assume this could never happen to you, but I promise it could.
And people who have been victimized are like, I never thought this would happen to me. At first, I thought it was a scam, but there's like this slow pull-in. Melanie, what happens?
Right, so, you have a new best friend or a new love interest who's texting you every day, and you develop this relationship of trust, and then you realize that they're very wealthy and you want to know how, and you ask them if they can help you. And then they'll say, okay, yes, I can help you invest. And so at first you'll be very profitable, you'll get a little money back, and then they'll show you a website where you're making a ton of money, you think you're a millionaire. So you take out all your money and you give it to the scammers.
So what can people do to protect themselves? How can people check to see if a person is real or that website is real?
So I'd say if you have this type of online friend, you need to be very careful. Talk to someone you trust. Trust your instincts. And also go to cftc.gov/learn and protect to learn more about the scam. If you are scammed, we encourage you to report it either to the CFTC or to the FBI at ic3.gov.
So people are embarrassed if this happens to them. That's why most of these things go unreported. What do you say to that person hearing us right now who is embarrassed and is not reporting it?
I'd say go ahead and report it. You could be helping others avoid that same scam. And I'd also say please warn your friends and family about the scam. That if you know that this is out there, you're much less likely to succumb to it.
And something that I read on your website, Melanie, is that there's a website you recommend where people can check the age of websites, so you can see if something was newly created or not, which is, I thought, really helpful.
Yeah, that's cool.
Also, Melanie, quickly before we lose you, what does the Commodities Future Exchange Commission have to do with dating? Why did you guys get into this? You guys normally regulate
So-
like futures markets, like the price of wheat in a year.
Right, we are a financial regulator, and one of our jobs is to protect Americans from fraud. That's why we're involved.
All right.
It's fascinating. I
Cool.
love that. All right, Melanie, thank you so much. To learn more about these scams and how you can protect yourself, especially when everyone's feeling like they want a little love in their life
Everyone
around
wants love and
Valentine's
connection.
Day. You have to be smart, though, folks. So head over first to cftc.gov/learn and protect.